students, today's our topic is transformer. Uh, Today the electrical energy to our household and industry is possible due to this device only, transformer. We all know that electrical energy is produced at very remote area which is very far from the city. So once the energy is generated at thermal power plant, dams, windmills, etc. So that energy to travel a long distance from source to the consumer, that is a city. Clear? So it become a very difficult task without a transformer to make traveling energy such a large distance without any loss. Clear? Or without much loss, you can say. So let's see what is transformer. A transformer is an electrical device for converting an AC at low voltage into that at high voltage, or high voltage into low voltage. So it's an electrical device which converts it converts AC of low voltage into high voltage and high voltage into low voltage. So it's a vice versa. Clear? It converts low voltage into high and high to low. Principle. It works on a principle of mutual induction, that is, when a changing current is passed through one of the two inductive coupled coils, an induced EMF is set up in the other coil. So we all know what is mutual induction, right? Mutual induction is a property that in which one of the coil having a supply, and by that the magnetic field is produced and the magnetic field lines are passing to the other coil. Clear? As the supply having a change of current, there is a change of magnetic field lines in the other coil which cause a change of magnetic flux, and by that the EMF is induced. So this is what happened in case of transformer also, right? So it work on a principle of mutual induction. As you see in this diagram, here we have two windings, right? Wire windings. One is primary windings, other is secondary windings, right? So this is a one coil and say this is second coil, right? So when we say that it work on a principle of mutual induction, that means from primary, always from primary the AC supply is given, right? So this is behaving, primary is behaving as an input while secondary is behaving as a output. Clear? So once you give a low voltage, right, and depending upon the arrangement, right, on the secondary you get the high voltage, or once you give a high voltage at the input or in primary, then depending upon the arrangement you get the low voltage at the secondary, right? This is what happened. As you see, these windings are done on a material called soft iron core. Let's see the construction. A transformer essentially consists of two coils of insulated copper wire having different number of turns and wounds on the same soft iron core. As you see, this woundings have different number of turns, right? And this woundings are done, as you see, depending upon the woundings we have two types. One is core type, other is cell type. This is core type. In core type, woundings are done on the two different arms. As you see, the woundings are done on two opposite arms. Clear? Arms of this iron core. Clear? This soft iron core is hollow from inside, right? So that the magnetic field will produce inside the hollow soft iron core only. Clear? Now this is cell type. As we see in cell type, the woundings of primary and secondary both are done on the same arm, right? So on the common arm only both wire woundings are done, right? Such transformer is called cell type transformer, right? Today mostly core type of transformer are in use. Clear? So this is what transformer, depending upon the woundings, it have two categories. Also, one thing we have to know that number of turns, right? If we know that the wire is thick, then the number of turns woundings is less, right? Remember that if the wire is thick, then the wire wounding is less. If wire is thin, then wire wounding is more. Clear? Means number of turn is more. Now let's see the working and theory. Working and theory. Working and theory. Consider the situation when no load is connected to the secondary. Means in this transformer, if we do not connect any load, right, means it is open only, then in such condition its terminals are open, right? Its terminals are open. Let NP and NS, let NP and NS are the number of turns of primary and secondary. So NP is the number of turns for primary and NS is the number of turns for secondary, right? So from this we say that NP is the number of turns for primary and NS is the number of turn of secondary. Induced EMF in a primary coil, that is epsilon P is equal to minus NP d phi by dt. So this is the induced EMF in primary. Induced EMF in the secondary is epsilon S is equal to minus NS d phi by dt. Clear? Thus taking ratio of above terms, then once we take the ratio of these two terms, we get epsilon S by epsilon P is equal to NS by NP, which is equal to R. This NS by NP ratio is called transformer ratio. This NS by NP means number of turns of secondary coil upon number of turns of primary coil. This ratio is called small r, which is transformer ratio. Depending upon this, we have two category of transformer which is very important. First is step up transformer. In step up transformer, as the name itself, it converts low voltage into high voltage. So it converting low voltage to high voltage, it is called step up transformer. Now in step down transformer, it convert high voltage into low voltage, right? So it is step down transformer. Now here NS is greater than NP, that is transformer ratio is greater than 1. As we see, NS is greater than NP, means numerator value is greater than denominator value. So obviously this ratio is greater than 1. So R is greater than 1. Okay, so by that NS is greater than NP, one thing also we can say that primary wire is thick comparing secondary wire, or you can say secondary wire is thin comparing primary wire. This is also important. Now next is epsilon S. So as we see, if NS is greater than NP, so from this ratio only we can say epsilon S is also greater than epsilon P. So from the step up only we know that the output voltage is greater than the input voltage. That's why epsilon S is greater than epsilon P. That is output voltage is greater than input voltage. In step down transformer, here NS is less than NP. That is transformer ratio is less than 1. As you see in step down transformer, this denominator value is greater than numerator. So obviously their ratio must be less than 1, right? So R value must be less than 1. Clear? So by that only we can say that epsilon S is less than epsilon P, or from the definition of step down only that the final voltage on the output is low voltage, so epsilon S is less than epsilon P. That is output voltage is less than input voltage. This is what the step up transformer and step down transformer. Now assuming the transformer to be the ideal one, so that there are no energy loss. When we say no energy loss, means both the coil having the same energy, primary and secondary, both the coil having the same energy. This is only possible when the transformer is assumed to be the ideal. Clear? Now primary power is equal to secondary power, that is power we know it is P is equal to VI, or we can write epsilon I. So for primary it is epsilon P IP, which is equal to secondary, that is epsilon S IS, right? Taking the ratio, that is IP by IS is equal to epsilon S by epsilon P, which is equal to NS by NP. Clear? So this is a very important ratio for the transformer which helps you in solving numericals. Thus a step up transformer steps up the voltage. This is very important, that step up transformer step up the voltage but step down the current, right? So whenever the step up transformer increases the voltage, at the same time that step up transformer is doing decrease of current, right? So that only the power ratio is maintained, because power P is equal to VI. If voltage is increases tremendously high, then the current at the same time must be decreases. Clear? So this is what happened in step up transformer. Similarly, a step down transformer step down the voltage, which means it is decreases the voltage, but at the same time it is step up the current, which means it is increases the current. So step down transformer decreases the voltage but increases the current, exactly in the same ratio. So this is very important factor for transformer. Now efficiency. The efficiency of a transformer is defined as, efficiency is the capacity of transformer, or what amount of work will be done by the transformer, that is called efficiency. So efficiency of transformer is defined as, that is eta is equal to power output, that is PS, upon power input, that is PP, into 100%. So output power upon input power is the efficiency into 100, so it is percentage efficiency in percentage. Clear? The efficiency of real transformer is fairly high, that is 90 to 99%, though not 100%. So 100% of transformer will be not possible. There is loss of amount of energy, right, which we call losses of transformer, that we see on the next session. Thank you.